opinion about mandatory seatbelt laws, a young man who was 21 years old at UNL wrote an opposition against them in an editorial article published September 17, 2004 in the Daily Nebraskan. What is ironic that this same young man, Derek Keebler, according to the Lincoln Star-Journal, Madeline writes that Keebler died in a January 4, 2006 motor vehicle accident in which he was a backseat passenger. He was ejected from the vehicle because he was not wearing a seatbelt. The driver and the front seat passenger only received non-life-threatening injuries because both of these young men were wearing seatbelts. According to CarAccidents.com, last updated on May 28, 63% of people killed in car accidents are not wearing their seatbelts. I hope by hearing my speech, you'll become more convinced that this is the right thing to do to keep yourself safe. Safe not only for your own sake, but for those you love. Next time you hop in that car, simply reach for that seatbelt and buckle up. Make it a routine, just as turning the key in the ignition. If you don't want to wear the seatbelt for yourself, then consider doing it for your family, for the ones you love. They really don't want to lose you in an accident. Let's buckle up and explore some statistics about seatbelts, how they save lives exactly, and finally we'll click it to explore some reasons why you should wear seatbelts. Failure to wear seatbelts contributes more fatalities than any other single traffic safety-related behavior. Every hour, someone in America dies because they're not wearing their seatbelt. Only 68% of people, when they're driving, wear their seatbelt, and 63% of people are killed in accidents because they're not wearing their seatbelts. As many as 17,000 people could be saved each year if they buckle up and wear their seatbelts. From the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, last updated in May 2010, ejection from the vehicle is one of the most injurious events that could happen to a person in a crash. In fatal crashes, 75% of passengers, car occupants who were totally ejected from the vehicles, were killed. Seatbelts are effective in preventing total ejection. Only 1% of the occupants were reported to have been using restraints when they were totally ejected, compared to 22% of the unrestrained occupants. How might we find out how people actually do wear their seatbelts? I decided to get an idea by conducting a survey at my workplace. I surveyed 30 people by having them fill out a questionnaire about their seatbelt habits. Only 20% of people wore their seatbelts when they went to work, and 60% of people did not wear their seatbelt when going through a town. Only 17,000 people die annually from not wearing seatbelts. But next, we will buckle up and find out how seatbelts save our lives. Wearing a seatbelt is still the single most effective thing we can do to save lives and reduce injuries in America's roadways. Seatbelts prevent occupants of the vehicle from serious injury in 5 ways, according to Everyday Health. Last updated on May 2009, Austin Humber says that seatbelts keep the occupants of the vehicle inside. People thrown from a vehicle are 4 times more likely to get killed than those who wear their seatbelt. They restrain the strongest parts of your body. Restraints are designed to contact your body at the strongest points. For an older adult and child, these parts are the hips and the shoulders, where the seatbelt should be strapped. Seatbelt spreads out the force of any collision. Lap and shoulder belts spread the force of the crash over a wide area of the body by putting less stress on any one area. They help you avoid serious injury. A shoulder strap also helps keep your head and upper body away from the dashboard, steering wheel, or any other part of inside the car when you should suddenly stop or be hit by another car. They help the body to slow down. Austin Humber says that an injury is caused by a quick change in speed. Seatbelts help extend the time it takes for you to slow down. in a crash. Finally, seatbelts protect your brain and your spinal cord. A seatbelt is designed to protect these two critical areas. Head injuries may be hard to see immediately, but can be deadly, Austenberger Humber says. Likewise, spinal cord injuries have serious consequences. Also, wearing your seatbelt properly helps prevent injuries. Adjusting your seatbelt properly is a must. Getting the right fit is also important as wearing it. The strap that goes across your lap should fit between your hips and your thighs. If the belt rides up the stomach, it could cause serious injuries in a crash. Shoulder belts should rest securely across the chest and the shoulders. Don't ever let the strap fall across your neck or your face, and never put it behind your back or under the arm. Any of these positions can cause serious injury. Now that we have learned how safety belts save lives, let's fasten our belts and learn why we should use them. When getting in your car, whether you click it or not is up to you, but let's look at why we should wear our seatbelts. For our own sake, and the sake of our loved ones. If you are stopped by law enforcement and are caught not wearing your seatbelt, you will be charged a $25 fine, plus the court costs in the state of Nebraska. If you did not wear your seatbelt, you are protecting yourself from serious injury or even death, because it will prevent you from being ejected from the vehicle. If you aren't motivated enough to wear a seatbelt for your own sake, we should think about our loved ones and do it for them. Would you really want to lose or have to take care of us, as should we sustain a devastating injury? Think about what would happen to the people who depend on us if we were killed in an accident. As we look back on the reasons why we should wear our seatbelts, we have learned that doing so will prevent loss of life and decrease the chance of devastating injury by slowing the body down and minimizing the force of collision and impact when worn properly. And should be done not only for ourselves, but the sake of our loved ones. So the next time when you hop in your vehicle, was a 100-mile trip down the road, or just an errand in town, what is the first thing you're going to do before you turn the key in the ignition? If you learned anything at all today, you now realize that the answer to this question is click your seatbelt, because doing so will not only save your life and decrease the severity of injuries if you are in an accident, but it's one of the most important things you can do for your safety, not only for yourself, but for the sake of those who love you.